thing starts, it first starts like rumor. We hear say the governor for Ebonyi State, where name be EBONYI, say court second, cause say he no be governor again. No be only him, the deputy governor to make it come out. And some other 15 and 16 members of the House of Assemblies make all of the come out. The thing make everybody shock. What would be the reason why they give? That matter we will look at number one. And they get right to even say make the remote person when we say the governor, we will look at number two. I will call it for other matter when we say this thing come born. Because once it be say yes, say matter come like it go born many children. All the children when we say we born, we will see the time, our time if they permit us that we will take look this matter and make we look the children well and how they come to take the be. So we get to people for our house when we say we talk to, or when we talk to her for this matter. I told them that their head sharp where we so they stand then go school. They call themselves, they be learning people. And we not go school. Let me call this the language when we see what they speak. So Barrister Matthias Obayuana, welcome to our program.
Thank you so much.
I greet you. And we get Barrister Leo Osa Owage, welcome to our program.
Thank you.
I'm assuming you give and make it give me. Because if I
Thank you.
Give me.
Thank you.
I greet you.
I greet everybody for house.
Thank you. The matter shock us, some people, when they say, yes, they say EBONYI is no longer, because no be him, be the governor of the states again. If it shock us, people like you, when we say go school of law, it shock you, must start with you, Barrister Sawagi.
Well, for me, I would say pleasantly so. Pleasantly shocked. Why I say pleasantly shocked? If it not shock me, it shocked me because as a lawyer, we don't what we see for law, we they call them precedents. When this matter they go on, I know my mind they say, looking at what it don't happen before and how the courts don't look this kind of matter before, I was of the view, say, even though I not get the facts from the outside when I look at, because there may be peculiar facts which we may not be seized of, where we not will know. Until the judgments fully come out, we read and we know the kind way where the judge look up through. But from a bystander view, I just take the general view, say, Supreme Court don't first talk before with respect to articles. In articles case, when in defect, when he was vice president, in defect, when he and the Oga Olusegun Obasanjo at the time, they hold sway as president and vice president. And when he can go, I think Action Congress of Nigeria at that time, from PDP will bring them come. He can go court. And the court can say, because when he defect there, the president then now declaring seat vacant on the ground, say, the ticket where you take come, the political party will sponsor you to become vice president. You know that party again, so you know if you hold that position. But when he go court, the Supreme Court said no. He said, look, for other political elective positions, particularly for the legislative arm, National Assembly and State Houses of Assembly, the Constitution talks say, if you defect, you will lose your seat. Though he gives some other conditions so you will not lose your seat. He said, but he not talk for president and vice president. And that was one of the things where they sit down put. Say, no, you not go fit lose your seat. Okay. So that one let me look, say, it will still be a play out here. But however, this judge can take one radical step, can look at from another item look and say, possibly, the way Supreme Court take look at, they not look at from this other angle where they take present the case now. Okay. Now that angle where they take present, because every case gets its own peculiarity. So you not go say because it happened like it will be like this. But however, what we call it, they call the ratio dissident. That is the principles of law applied. Now me call the things I go feel apply for this same one way. I can say, when you say governor, say the judge don't say make it come out to say because it don't defect and you know if it use the vote of the political party where it take come, it take go another party. It make a lot of sense to me, but that was not what I expected because looking at the
may I ask you the same question when I ask Leo again? The same question I will say ask you. the thing it shock you, or like about the video go say you choke?
You're not shook at all.
Okay.
You see, it don't day too bad for our people. You go one party. For our constitution, we don't declare say they give us rights for independent candidacy. Allow one person say, I want to contest an election. I don't want to join party A, party B. Now me, I get the crowd, I'll feel do one. Allow me contest for this position. They say they don't agree. For our constitution, they say before you can contest an election, you must stand for somebody political platform. Say, okay, now PDP, now APC, now any party I thought now one sponsor me. So one party must sponsor you to contest. No, if it be so, now you can't go meet one party, make it sponsor you to contest. You don't use all your power, all your energy, all the connection. They help you. You can't enter. Then, kata not there for house. Everything they go see you wherever. You just pack one day, say you don't do again. All the good things, all the energy, all the effort where they put give you, you just carry and go another house. Say like, yeah, I did now. I don't do it now. Person will get that power, you carry go. It will look you. So they go hold your leg, say no. If you want to come out, if you come out to the you don't carry our power go another place. That we work out. People vote for us because they see the leg has as we take day. Then they take vote. Now our flag, now you carry, you don't get flag on your own. So if you want to come out, go, they give us our power. That is the reason.
But you get to
so the distinction where where the law creates, because the law say something like this will happen. If they give you power to enter house, you enter house finish, kata can't do for the house. They not come let you walk. They disturb you to do at war for that house, and you know they're comfortable for you. The law create that exception. Say okay, if now that one will be the case, you feel carry your load, go another house. They not go say give me our power back because they're not given the energy to work. For that in our house, don't develop, don't scatter.
Okay, people.
For this particular case, so like my brother talk, it depends on the facts. By the time when you carry yourself, come over another house, kata day for the house where you carry people for power. When people will not feel work. If kata day and you move, go down that house, they don't feel say carry the power back. If kata not day, as you just carry yourself, come out. No, you will give them the power back.
People they draw different reference from Supreme Courts.
Yes.
And the rest. We talk one reference now, Atiku, with Obasanjo that time when they basically go court, when they decamp from political party to another political party. People see they draw it down. Supreme Court now talking. People see they draw reference from 2016 when he be say what they call him this Maodu when he did for Kogi State.
Yes.
They already win election and the rest more time remain make it be say yes evil they go swear in and all of that be. Then he died. They carry the part this thing. They say na APC that time be. They give am to Yahaya Bello. Yahaya Bello take am, he take waka. So why if they say Umahi now go come to talk so you say na him must go and he go when he be say they face no difference between Atiku own and this person own and Yahaya Bello own. I want to reconcile the two. I told them Supreme Court, when Supreme Court talk, don't they argue with them because they don't really talk. Not only they argue with themselves. I don't be so. Me I don't go school.
Yeah, when Supreme Court talk, na final. Na final not because say na them wise pass. Na final because say na them be final.
Okay. Or na final because now what you bring I take look at.
No, na because that's what the law talks na them be final.
Okay.
But if they talk about Audu, and no, if you remember the facts of that matter, the election was still ongoing. They had not declared election the results when the man died.
Okay.
Hence, they had to now, because that election became inconclusive. INEC declared inconclusive. You could remember there was now a run-up election after the death of Audu. They now told the party, because at that time, the window, I think the legal issues at that time was that...
They don't want for all the states, and for for some areas.
And that's, I don't go fit remember, but I remember one of the critical issues at that time was that the window for substitution of a party,
candidates, right?
of a candidate had lapsed. And there was a vacuum, a lacuna in the law as to whether when such a situation happens, the constitution not provides a see where to go. You know, whether when somebody died in the course of an election, whether it was an exception for you to bring in a party to substitute a party. You get it? So I think that was the critical issues. It's just that I can't remember the facts altogether now. But if you look at that matter, how he went for Supreme Court, I can't remember whether these facts are the same. But the one way get some similar facts, namely, I don't want party as an executive governor or as a deputy governor. Then if you liken them to that of Atiku, if they want Atiku na vice president as an executive vice president, told the then president. So you see these two people, these two seats, they're similar. The difference is one na president or vice president, while the other one are governor and deputy governor, but they both have executive powers. So now that one now make the take liking now, because that one, Atiku, he in the camp, go another party. Just the way Umahi decamp go another party. But I
read one thing for you here. One should say maybe go help us for this discussion. Yeah. You see, September 20, 2016, Supreme Court in affirming Yahaya Bello, governor of Kogi State, decided that even though the APC Guba candidate Abubakar Audu died before his declaration as governor-elect, yes, because he don't already do the election finish before his declaration of governor-elect. Yeah? Oh, the phone they off. Before his declaration as governor, the victory was APC's and not Audu's. But you say the victory now APC get time, not the Audu get time. Yes. So the victory for Umahi case now, who get time? Now Umahi get time. Wait. The political party.
See, I think what they want to draw from that decision is the fact that it is the party. That candidate. That is the party that eventually gets that owns the vote. That is what you are trying to draw. If we put the other facts of this one, we say he don't already get the vote in the camp. This one we talk, so you want to draw that aspect of it so that the party like get the vote. It's the same thing if you recall. Now than the same similar situation where Celeste Umeha and Amechi did. Amechi won primaries, and they bring in Celeste Omehia.
PDP win election.
PDP win election. When Supreme Court they decide, they say, look, they not validly nominate you. Your party not validly bring you out to represent to fly the PDP flag. So you come out. It not mean say PDP na lose you because you not be say because you not validly elect you. Means as you come out there, the victory will go to the next party. No, Supreme Court now say the victory now that of the party.
So now
but if you don't do that,
a flag bearer,
just shortly after, they can amend the Electoral Act to bring in Section 141. We can bar anybody from being declared victory for the fact, say, this kind of circumstance. They can say, before a tribunal or a court will declare you as a person, say now you will feel way, you must don't go through all the processes of the electoral process, which is through nomination, that is primaries, and you will also contest the election itself. They can't use that one come like say set aside the position where the Supreme Court hold in Amechi and Umeha. But you see, that is why when you ask me, I say, are they pleasantly surprised? Because for me, I did think say that article precedence maybe court will follow because it seems to have similar facts of defection. However, the judge in this instance, he not look at from that perspective. He look at from the perspective of the fact, say, if you look at the provisions when considered to arrive at that decision, is the fact, say, first of all, now party, now in the sponsor, is upon the vehicle of the party, now you take come. Okay. And before you can even be qualified to run for any elective position, a party must sponsor you. So the conclusion we can draw by that is that Now the party now get that position as governor with respect to this matter of Umahi. So he can't say, when should they leave? Now sound reasoning. But my worry is that provision, that decision of article.
You know what you
now, I want quickly say something. I want quickly say something because of what my brother talk. Now true say there is exception when it concerns if you dey defect. The law say if you dey defect from your political party to another party, one of the reasons why you not lose your seat now be say if katakata dey. But unfortunately, that provision is dey restricted only to the legislatures. It was silent when it came to the aspect of the executive.
Okay, no wahala.
The one other issue where we need to consider is the fact where some people talk, when people don't make that argument, and they reason them. Which is that, can a governor, a sitting governor, actually be exposed to litigation by virtue of section 308?
Because of immunity and
yes.
Okay, we'll come to that. But before then, I want to make you help us open this your book when we say you carry call. Make you spell out what you say, yes, say all those things. You help us to open now. Why you say, yes, say I go deal with my brother Matthias. If you look this whole thing, before I come back to that place, the Nigerian Bar Association can come and say, Olu Akpata, I talk for I'm the president of the Nigerian Bar Association. Say, waiting this person talk for a reaction to the case, say, Benono Sweetan. And if Olu Akpata talk, now be say, now Matthias, nobody want to talk, now be say, yes, say, now my brother here, Leos, I will get my talk. I want to find out from you, why the NBA go to say, yes, they know they're happy with the way a BC Umahi, they react to a sack from office.
You see, the bar, now we wait for lawyers where they call us to bar, they call us the bar. The bar and the bench, now be those judges where they sit down for up there. The bar and the bench now one family.
Okay.
Now from the bar, now they elevate person go the bench.
Okay.
And the bench now they give voice to the top. You know we expect CJ to be the last to give person. So when the bar, the defect bench. So that kind of powerful, but they don't really do decision. If you're not happy, you know that you go and appeal against decision. You not fit sit down for your house, they criticize judgment when they render from court. You begin to talk things wey go annoy the court. So when if for insult the bench, now they for insult the bar.
Right.
Even the lawyers who do the matter, I'm sure the real lawyer don't go real now. Let me can quickly go there because he know the consequences. Because shey if they appeal go me there for the bench. The higher court when they go, they get one part of their mind. See now, so they run your mouth, they talk, they run your mouth. So when they get respect for judiciary, for the rule of law, everything they talk, they run your mouth. So there's no way, because we are going the discretion and everything they play out. So the lawyer don't go
this one be say they talk, so this one be say yes, say sentiment they when be say yes, say people they give judgment for court.
No, sentiment.
Okay, you don't talk about
discretion day. Sentiment for the day. Discretion day. Yes, the eye where they will tell look you, knowing that now your character be this. We say you don't need to show your own character. Say they talk. Sometimes you know they really mind what they talk. So the kind of decision they go give, they go look and well again.
Okay,
so the type of people who they do so, nobody tell you about
discretion, no be sentiment.
No be sentiment. No be sentiment. You're going to look at the matter very well. Then before you take title you lose. Very well.
And not be sentiment,
not be sentiment.
But the man already talk.
See, if you already insult, there is equity. There is equity. There is the common law.
Okay.
When the common law is stiff, when the law they make for grant, they stiff. Court will use that eye of mama. Tell Luca, not the equity. Tell Lucas, okay, make you water down the effect of this common, make it not too hard on you. And that equitable relief, now the social relief. Now you can come, if you come with a look your face, say, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Your hands come with the
whether I wash your hands.
And then if you come with the tea, they don't because this person now they take right like that, now they carry console. So that equitable relief they will give you the water down the effect of the common law, they don't water, they go put more concrete. Because now your attitude, like your character, don't really show. Now many people wanna say, what you talk so you wrong go. When they come back and they apologize. So now we have therefore insult the bench.
Therefore insult the bar.
Insult the bar, insult everybody. Even when you want to go to the presenter. So that kind of thing, we know they take up.
Okay.
So the thank God say, you don't go apologize, say you not talk again, we they forgive them.
Okay, the National Assembly, they amended the electoral law when they said they carry go. when they give Mr. President, when they say Mr. President put hand inside, or some of when we say they pass, they talk of the one when we say a concern, defection from one political party to the other. You understand? And the way they talk and now say, when they pass and say, person when we say, he don't do for one political party, he no go fit go for another political party. He has to resign first. That's how I see him.
Without the exception, without any exception. They don't pay any exception.
Maybe you go help me if I see that kind of exception, because now I go school, then wait till me I see. Then I be say at the torso. In that case, now maybe we feel put that one or at abeyance now, because they say they never come. But those people
they are still being suggested.
You understand? So in this kind of case, my brother say he was pleasantly surprised. Say it happened. Surprise for our destiny. How it take they come? Now the way person take bring the matter come court. Now you go fit change wetin Supreme Court talk. I be than how the law be. How the law be. Ask.
The way the law they operate, the peculiar facts, every fact get their own uniqueness.
Okay.
Not the matter thing happen. The most get general principle of law. That principle of law will they apply as a judicial precedent. The facts will be the same. The video your talks, okay, the judge matter like this now because between you and I, as matter happen, then within the court decide, we can and say that so that become with the law. If they want to apply that kind of thing, they must apply to similar facts, similar situation. If it happen exactly the way it happened between you and you, now it happen for this one, then you go use them as precedent. If the facts not be the same, they go distinguish them. They should not happen like that. So now that similar facts now be the area where they look in judicial precedent. So as far as this matter is concerned of defection from one place to the other, they are only looking at those facts that are concerned. And then to every general rule, there's an exception. And the only exception where they don't make law say, you know, if we defect from one party A to party B, if you want to do so, you don't resign. That kind of law will get too stiff because certain person they feel make things difficult for you to operate between that party. And the only way division do for their account. As he did for the case of Edo State for some time, you see, and before our governor moved from APC to PDP. Okay, you see how all the way they give them, what they give them.
Happen. No, I don't know what they
happen before he called defect. As he defect finish, he go the other side. People where they for the House of Assembly, they too look at Katakata Day. You all of us here. They say now one person like the national chairman, even for state, they say a different chairman state, another person is chairman. While are there everywhere, so they don't feel work in that kind of environment. Now they could carry their own. Exactly. So now that reason is there for our constitution like that. Say if they say the one amendment now, say the one can remove that exception. Say it don't concern us. Once you just enter power, if you don't like if not there, you must resign before you come on. Maybe we see how that law will take pass. But for the level we see today, if the first show say katakata day, you feel come out.
Okay.
If katakata no day and you come out, you go drop your power. You go give them part to the party where you get them.
Okay.
So that's
I want to ask you one yes or no question before you go show me where I have to make you open. Difference between fact and truth.
No, fact. The truth not the fact. The fact not the truth.
But because if you come court now, they can't talk the truth the way it be. Now the truth they talk.
Yes.
But also you say it not be proven beyond reasonable doubt. So it not be truth or say it not be facts. Now the way they ask. So the difference between truth.
The presentation. That presentation you say when you say truth, truth they say that you get evidence to show say not true. Not because say na too much I don't talk and it can be true.
Okay. Yeah,
not true. Based on the say you get facts to put forward say not true they talk.
That means the truth and fact that they work together now.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, make it help us for that place. We see the constitution.
I just want to say something about the issue of the governor who had made certain denigrated statements with the will not be pleasant. Not be way we not like. No. It not get anything to do with. Now I want to try to explain. Not get anything to do with. You see that kind of conduct they inimical to civilized conduct. That not be the way. If me as a lawyer, as me small rich, if me make that kind of statement, you know the kind hammer will come my own head. because it will become issue of conduct for me. I will feel to lose my license to practice law for the rest of my life. To make such comments. Now, so it be for everybody. Not because they will like or not like her. Now, the way they do something, there are procedures at that level. That level will don't attain. You suppose to know, say,
you'll be an excellent person.
Yes, when something happens, you know the next thing to do. And it is for you as a state executive not to hit the polity. Because that kind of statement, it will feel conflagrate to become something else. People just go enter street. And so as I say, you need to know, be temperate in your speech. I will remind you, maybe you don't forget. Once upon a time, we had a national chairman of a party. When the party lose for court, he get comment when they make. What happened to that national chairman at the end of the day? Now still the court now remove him as national chairman. In not distant history. So when my friend they talk, my brother they talk here, say, if they go back to that court, not be say the court go witch hunt him. No. The court not go witch hunt him. But however, I will look him critically, in line with the way where the facts they come and with the reasoning of the judge, where he look him. And if we say the judge not get fault, he say apply the last he go apply him.
Okay, help me for that.
But you go also remember
one thing when we say the wait for, we know they buy the wait for.
Yes.
I will not get.
I need to say this: when we don't reach that stage of appeal and Supreme Court, it not be only law it dey be again, because those courts now courts of they set what do they call them policy courts.
Okay.
It goes beyond law. You have to look at it on the basis of stability and decency and growth of society. It goes beyond law at that time.
Okay.
So that is one of the reasons we make me today very optimistic about the sustainability of the judgment of this lower court, irrespective of the fact that there was one which had been decided before. Bring it to perspective the one of article that I had mentioned.
Okay, you know what to do there. You can help me now.
Because it's only decent.
You can help me with that.
Like one of the issues where the judge consider as we read them for paper was that section 221 of the Constitution, where it talks say no association other than a political party shall canvass for votes for any candidates at any election or contribute to the funds of any political party or to the election expenses of any candidate at any election.
So by application now, the only way when we say any way you do, you want to come out and all of that. Now, if
the governor not fit by himself come and say I want be governor,
okay.
It's not possible within the principles of our law, as our law did. The party must sponsor you. So that's not the reason, and I think it makes a lot of sense. And it brings about stability and decency in the political.
Leo Osa Owage Esquire, well, thank you when we say you show your face here.
Thank you very much for the privilege you give me to.
And our brother barrister Matthias Obayuana, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We always call on when we say we don't reach one place where everybody call brick wall. We don't run jump the wall, nowhere we go past. We call people like on American tell us this is the way to pass this kind of matter and see what we say the law talk. But the only time people they fear now they say the law if you talk this side, if you talk this side.
No, it's consistent to the law consistent.
That make how the tie law law no be see rules. Don't tie eye. So you know the see rules. Now what you see, what they tell them, that people say they talk. Say from the evidence before me. So for the evidence before me now, you will say we will end our discussion here. I will continue some other time with some other matter again. Not going anywhere. The name of the program. Good morning from Benin and the Richie from Independent Television. Stay with us.